now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Download the Millennium TV app from the App Store to stream our shows anywhere, anytime. Millennium TV.
Yes, good afternoon. I am Gath Marchent, the host of News and Views with the Rabbi. Today we have the honor to present the largest housing development in the world, which is Queensbridge Houses. A lot of problem is part of the NYCHA system. Today I have special guests here, Mr. Victor Coles to my left and Mr. Billy Moose. We call him the president of Queensbridge Houses. So with that, we are going to present. Let's start off with Mr. Billy Moose. Mr. Moose, could you give your presentation of who you are?
Yes. My name is Billy Moose. I've lived I was a resident of the Queensbridge Houses. I moved here in the Queensbridge Houses back in 1970. It is the biggest housing development in the country, 96 buildings within a 6-block radius, 3,142 apartments, 28 different entrances to enter the development. And it went from, it's located in an area where you have access to every borough. Every borough you could connect. It's prime location and real estate. And lately, some of the people in the housing development upper hands have been dropping the ball on repairs, different parts of maintenance, and so on. So we're here to discuss that a little bit, and not from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out. Okay, NYCHA used to stand for New York City Housing Authority. It seems like lately it stands for No, You Can't Have Anything. So we're going to address those issues as the program go on, and we'll get to some of the questions, the Q&As that people would like us to respond to.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Coles, you belong to the senior development within the Queensbridge Houses. Could you explain your role?
Yes, my name is Victor Coles. I've been in Queensbridge since '58. And through coming up, I've noticed my elders, like I've learned to try to, be there for the seniors in the neighborhood. And with that being said, I'm a senior myself now, but doing so, I still help the seniors. I'm there. At one time, I was driving the bus for the seniors, and I do whatever I can for the elderly and the youth. We have basketball programs. We have this. We have a lot of things, but like Mr. Billy was saying, a lot of the programs, a lot of things is dropped off. It's fading away. And what I see was a real deterrent in the neighborhood is the fact that they're building a lot of stuff around the area, which is not conducive for the people in the area. Like the kids going to school, and I've walked these streets. I did everything that a child could do from way back in the early 70s. I went to school, I did this, and we always had the community as a whole looking out for each other. Like, it takes a village to raise a child. And with that, I'm going to give it back.
Well, so, Queensbridge has been known for a lot of big names coming out of there. You was born in the project, but the project was not born in you, right?
Exactly.
So could you tell me some of the famous people that came out of Queensbridge?
You hear a lot of things about Queensbridge houses, but there's a lot of good in Queensbridge. It started from rappers. We have rappers from the beginning, like MC Shan, right? Roxanne Shante, Marley Marl and the Juice Crew, Cole Mega, Dimples D, Dr. Bob Lee, and it goes on and on. Nas, of course, Havoc and Mobb Deep, Poet, and we have lawyers that come out of Queensbridge houses. Judges, Melody Glover, people of that nature, ball players, okay, Andy Walker, Ray Martin, you know what I'm saying, Roy Beekman, NBA legend Ron Artest, aka Meta World Peace. These are all people that come out of the Queensbridge houses. We had championship boxers, Louis DeVal, who was the light heavyweight champion, WBC heavyweight champion. It's a lot of good in the Queensbridge houses, a lot of good. And, the media is quick to jump on the negative as opposed to the goodness and the positive things that also happen in the Queensbridge houses as well.
Now, it's been said that the city has basically abandoned Queensbridge, right? Like, for example, some of the programming that goes on, you're not receiving any funding, correct, from the city?
I understand. Yes, that's right. That's right. The people, like Mr. Victor said, everything is going around us, but nothing is coming into us. Okay, they're building all these various hotels, shelters, and building up all this stuff around us. First of all, they do it without the sit down with the residents in the Queensbridge houses. They just take it upon themselves. They purchase a building, and this is what we're going to do. And a lot of I understand that a lot of people need a place to live, but they overloaded us with a lot of people, a lot of migrants, a lot of homeless shelters, and on top of everything else, we're trying to wrap everything up to take care of the residents that's been here for years and decades. Some families, but yet it's always been it's a hard issue right now. It's a hard topic to discuss.
Right now, I understand that in Queensbridge there's a lot of vacancies available. Yet the city will not open up those apartments for people, families to come in instead of they're doing the shelter, instead of having families that are in need of housing to put them in these empty apartments. Could you explain that as far as what's happening in Queensbridge?
Yes, you can go within those 6 blocks and those 96 buildings. There are several empty apartments. You get different answers as to why they're not filled yet, but with the need, with this homelessness of American citizens that's been homeless for so many years, we have empty apartments in the development, but they're not being used. I don't understand. No one gives a clear answer why they haven't put these homeless people in these apartments. And this is a big problem and a big concern for residents that see it and walk by it every day. Some even have relatives that are homeless that have no place to stay. I just don't get it. Man.
And what does the city say? What does the Department of Homeless Services and Department of Social Service say?
Social Services and the Department of City, they give you the runaround. They tell you, we're waiting for more funding from the federal government or the state to get these subcontractors to come in and do X, Y, and Z. But this has been going on for a few years now, more than a few years, actually. So, you don't get no clear answer. But we're going to demand some answers in the future because they're talking about putting another shelter in the neighborhood instead of putting, affordable housing or something of that nature. So it's a big problem. But we're going to stay on top of it. We're going to march and we're going to talk about it. We thank people here at Millennium TV 24 News for listening to what we're trying to get done here. And we really appreciate you guys giving us the time of the day.
Yes, sir. And to you, sir, as far as the seniors and the youth are concerned, I know that in Queensbridge there's a lot of things that are happening, but are you getting the resources from the city or the state for that matter?
Well, I'm not really inclined to say if the city or the state is actually really upholding their load, but we are getting a lot of, donations from a lot of people because we make sure the seniors eat real and the younger people. We have a lot of food programs going on. As myself, I eat very well every day. And we make sure elderly people that can't come outside, we deliver food to them and to their apartment. We try to keep close knit with the community.
Yes.
So Reese Center, Reese, I got to give it to them. They do a lot for the community. Urban Upbound does a lot for the community. They bring programs to the community. They have it's like we putting you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have all this stuff going on, and a lot of people be standing right there, rather doing other things than doing what they need to be doing. So what we trying to do is get the younger people more involved.
Okay.
The strength in numbers.
Yes.
Strengthen numbers,
Strength in
as he
numbers.
says, Mr. Billy
And we
said.
need everybody to get on board. You know, what we try to with this movement that we have. You know, and like you said, you know, I'm a part of Urban Upbound under the leadership of Bishop Taylor, K. Mitchell Taylor, who's been doing a lot as far as you know, going out there on the grind, getting down in the gutter when we have to get down in the gutter sometimes to make people understand what we're going through. I mean, it's not an easy task and it's not an easy job, but every day for the last maybe almost 20 years now, this is what, you know, Urban Upbound has been doing, formerly URDA, now it's Urban Upbound. And, you know, we provide services free, tax services, college access programs, job programs. We have our own bank, and we try to uplift the community as a whole. You understand? And sometimes we don't get the funding that we need for because we're a nonprofit, but we're out there every day grinding and trying to solve some of the issues that the residents of the Queensbridge houses have. You know, that's what we do.
Right. No, you know I worked with you
Yes.
in the past, right?
Yes.
And we talk about gun violence, for example,
Right.
right?
Right.
We get guns off the street, correct?
Yes.
You and I we
Yes,
work
we
together
do. Yes,
along
we
with
do.
Bishop Taylor,
Yes, we do.
right?
Yes, we have.
But yet the city don't.
Acknowledge that.
Could you explain? Because I don't understand.
You know, there's a lot of different nonviolent gun programs that's around. Okay, I don't know them all, and I don't know what they do, but you know, in the Queensbridge houses, yeah, there was gunplay, so forth and so on. But the people that are actually down in the jungle, down in the village, walking from block to block, talking to these young boys, they don't get no credit. We know who they are. You know, I've walked it with them. You understand? And we have brought it down somewhat to a certain degree. You know, but you know, people know. A lot of people know, for God forbid. Yeah, I mean, they know who does what. And sometimes, you know, I go out, I talk to the young people, I sit on the corner with them, and they listen. They listen. They call us OGs, call us old school.
Yes.
But old school was the right school.
Yes.
Understand that. Old school was the right school. And, we're coming up in this 21st century with all this technology and social media and everything else. But, we try our best to do what we have to do to talk to these various young groups, to try to let them understand that, put the guns down, invest in self and knowledge.
Right.
Because there's so much out there that you can do and to help improve not only the neighborhood, but yourself as a human being.
Right. Now, on that note, you and I, along with Mr. Taylor, we have worked with developing a program with Dell Corporation.
Yes.
That trains young people in the computers and fixing and all that stuff,
yes,
the technology,
yes,
and give them state certification.
Yes.
And they go to work with Dell Corporation and other corporations starting at $50 an hour.
Yes.
So we have an opportunity to tell the young people you can have your own business,
That's
right? You help them set up their own business, their own LLC, correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And therefore, that's how we get the guns off the street.
That's right.
But we get no help from the city, correct?
No help whatsoever, man. Everything, it seems like, all the, financial help that we need is going everywhere else. Everywhere else, but not to those, especially in my neighborhood. I'm talking about my neighborhood, my surroundings, that really need that help to teach them and give them the funding and the technology to become young entrepreneurs. You see, people today, these youngsters today, they don't want to work for a company too tough. They'll get the knowledge, the technology, but they want to start their own business. You understand? And I thank the rabbi and his program for what he has done and continues to do with help uplifting the people.
Right. And through my organization, through the Ohel Abad community in
Yes.
Queens, the
Yes.
Grand Rebbe,
That's
we
right.
have provided funding,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
But we can't get nothing from the city, correct?
That's right. That's
So I want the people to know that there are people on the ground, like these two gentlemen, working with our young people to get them off the streets.
That's right.
We have also provided free college education, correct?
right.
Could you
That's right.
explain that to the
That's
people?
right. We have programs in Urban Upbound that show if you're interested, if a student is interested to leave high school, want to go to college, then we have counselors and stuff in Urban Upbound that'll help guide you to get the grants or loans or whatever you might need to go on to college. But the whole thing is we have to go out and we get donations, but we get no help from the city or the state.
Right, and on
Okay.
that note, we have to take a break at this moment, and we'll be right back. Hello, viewers in America and around the world. This is Gath Marchent for Millennium TV 24. I am the host for News and Views with the Rabbi. This platform is for all religions and much more. Please watch Millennium News 24 every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are streaming on live TV and podcast, iOS and Android services, and all smart TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Globally, we are on Horizon Satellite. Our website is MillenniumTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, all social media, Millennium News 24. Yes, we're back. And on that note, I've been to Queensbridge and provided free college education for some of your youth, correct?
Yes.
Through the State University. I am a volunteer for the Chancellor for the State University of New York. Volunteer, okay? And I do good work with volunteering it because I'm a former EOP, Educational Opportunity student at Oswego State University and the State University of New York doing communications. And we offer the youngsters free college education, room, board, tuition, and books paid for. And I've been in Queensbridge getting people to go to college for free, correct?
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Right.
The whole thing is people have to understand is that our whole organ nonprofit is we're not giving a hand out, we're giving a hand up. It's time to reach out and give a hand up. Okay, not only each one reach one, but each one teach one. How to get them up. These young people today got all the technology in the world at their hands. You know, when I was coming up, the only computers and everything we had was the number 2 pencil. You had to figure it out. Today, you have a lot of technology out there that's available. And with the programs that we offer, with the programs that the rabbi offer, we can help do something, get a start on how to lift things up, bring things up. And like I say, we want to thank Millennium TV for giving us the opportunity to express these views and opinions.
And I want to thank my Rabbi Abba from the Ohel Shabbat who provides some of the resources.
Yes.
And Rabbi Mayer
Right.
from the Queens Jewish Community Council who helps in helping everybody
Yes.
live
Yes.
up. So
yes.
we provide the resources.
Nice
you know,
gentleman, great
right.
rabbi.
And I want to stay on that with the city. We offered, give you an example, we offered $20,000 for the children at it used to be Campus Magnus High School in Cambridge Heights,
Right.
for youngsters to learn how to use to go swimming. They have a swimming pool there. The Department of Education rejected us and told us if we come with our money, they would arrest us. Right. But what they did was they went and the kids in the community could not use the facility. They rented it out to the white kids in Long Island to use the facility, whilst the black kids in the community couldn't get to use it. And we had the resources to give to them, and they rejected it. Just want to let people know, you know what I mean, that the city is not doing everything right by our people. So I want to go to the fact of the NYCHA, the repairs in NYCHA. You know, I've been there, I see the condition of the apartments. Some people haven't gotten a new stove or refrigerator in 20 years.
Yes. I would like to speak on that.
Yes, go ahead.
As far as the repairs and stuff is concerned, I'm gonna put it this way. I grew up there since the beginning, the late 50s. And to go into one of those apartments these days and see what I see, floors not done, patches in the ceiling that I know. I've been around. I've been doing super work. I've been doing all kind of work. I've been all over the city working, putting in the doors and stuff like that in buildings. And I've been in people's apartments fixing intercoms and things of that nature. And from what I see in Queensbridge, it's just unbelievable. I really cannot believe what I be seeing. People, nice houses, clean houses, but your floors are not repaired. People got to wait 8 months to just get some work done. Simple work, simple things, a little paint job, this and that. People's apartments not getting painted for 5 and 6 years. And they talking about they on the list. And then again, like they were saying, they're paying people to do these things, but the work is not getting done.
That's right.
But people's getting checks. People's getting paid.
Yeah. And they always outsource these contracts to contractors in the state of Jersey. You understand? They always, and these guys, when they come here, you know, they're getting paid whatever they're getting paid to repair bathrooms, renovations, or paint jobs, so forth and so on. And we have people in the development of Queensbridge houses that have OSHA cards, so forth, and they will not hire anybody. They won't hire when they're in your neighborhood to do what needs to be repaired or needs to be done. You know, and
for those who don't understand, when you have an OSHA card, it's a safety thing from the federal government where you can do work, construction and everything. Right. And so the people are certified to do the work. Yeah. But the city won't allow the contractors to hire the local people. That's why I want to bring this program here to let the world know that things ain't going right. If you go to our community, see, and that's why when Donald Trump was talking about black jobs, right? Yes. Well, we're not getting those jobs. Well, he was right. Because here it is in Queensbridge, the largest housing development in the world. People have the certification and the OSHA training, and they won't get a construction to rebuild their own place. Right. But when you go for those job sites, who you see there? Illegal migrants working those jobs, and not the local people that's making, and these guys are making a lot of money.
Yes, they are.
So I want to make that clear, correct?
That's right. Yeah, 100% correct. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. So the thing is that, Mr. Mayor, this is to you and to the city administration. Let's get this thing fixed right away. The people need their apartments repaired now, not tomorrow, now. The youngsters need their programs.
Yes.
Right? And not give it to these people who are calling so-called gun violence preventers when we have these two gentlemen here who in Queensbridge who is doing the work on the ground, and you're not giving them the resources. Could you comment?
That's right. A lot of people taking credit for, a lot of things, but we know who's really out there every day. Myself, Victor, several other people on my staff, the bishop. We are the ones that's behind the scenes, down in the gutter, trying to resolve issues and try to make Queensbridge a much safer development. Okay? And that's the truth about that.
Yes.
Man, y'all hitting it right on the head, man. It's like from what I see, and I know for myself, I've gotten OSHA done free in one of the programs, urban development. Mr. Mitchell Taylor and Moose himself, who came to me personally and gave me my paperwork. Go get your OSHA card, and I did it. And other things, anything that comes up, we let people amongst us and the community know this is what you need to do. And I'm gonna be real with you. Sometimes I'll be in those classes and they be half full. They be half full of people from everywhere else.
Right.
You know, they be in the classes.
But they won't hire you although you have an OSHA, right?
No, they do the roofs and everything. They have come there to do the roofs, the elevators, all kind of stuff. And not many people in the community is involved with all this. It's always some people from somewhere else.
See, that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. When we're talking about our community,
Yes.
right? We have people who are trained, but they're not giving them the opportunity.
To perform.
Even the city.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example right next to it. They have an MTA $100 million contract to rebuild the bus station. And not one black employee on that site. Not one. But yet we have people like this who have OSHA who can work on the job site.
Yes.
So when we talk about black jobs, we're not, hey, what is our politicians and everybody doing? Are they guaranteeing that you have those jobs?
No.
Right? What about hiring the people from the projects to do help in these constructions? You got anything to say about that?
Streets.
That's right. We'll get a lot of people off the streets.
Give
They
them
give them
something
the
to do.
opportunity to be part of that job. But it's hard dealing with these guys. Oh, not right now, or this or this or that. But then they go out and they get these migrants and cheap labor. If the job is worth, just say $25 an hour, they know they can get 3 migrants for $10 an hour or 2 migrants. You understand? And that's the bottom line. Okay? It's not that black people, everyone has this stigma that think black people don't like to work. No, that's not true. Black people, black men, especially the men in Queensbridge, they know the value of the job and what it should pay. They're not going to sit around and do that. If that job pays $25 an hour, they don't want $10 an hour. But the migrants do. So they pull them aboard because they know. And then they, if you don't get along, if you don't participate, if you're a migrant and you're working on a job $10 an hour, they're happy. They're happy. Okay, but the residents of Queensbridge say that particular job skill starts at $20-something an hour. They don't want to pay that. They want to take shortcuts, and they want to reap all the benefits. That's the bottom line. Okay? And we like to work too. We've been working since we was 15, 16 years old.
That's right.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And these guys, it's almost like capitalists. They reaping all the benefits off the backs of these people with these low wages. Every time I go around the Queensbridge area, there's construction going on everywhere in the street, in old buildings they're tearing down, rebuilding up. But nothing comes to benefit the development and the residents of Queensbridge houses. And that's sad.
Yes, and that goes to what we are saying.
Yes.
That the mayor and everybody else, the unemployment is the lowest ever. But public, you know how unemployment numbers are registered? Based on the fact that if you lose your job, you apply for unemployment. But the underserved people who don't have a job, they're not counted, right? You know that.
Right.
They're not counted in this skill.
Right,
so you can say, we got the lowest black employment. But those are the ones who have lost their job, who have applied for unemployment and then got rehired.
Yes.
Right? So the unemployment level is low. But they don't count those people in Queensbridge projects who don't have a job.
No.
They're not in those numbers.
No.
So the unemployment rate among black folks, Hispanic folks, are much higher than what they're saying.
Right.
Let's be real.
But they come to the Queensbridge houses when someone wants to run for political office and they want the votes and of Queensbridge houses because it's the biggest housing project, development in the country. You know, they know how to come there and campaign for that. You know, and they make all these promises, and then all of a sudden, you know, as soon as they get out of there and they get the results of the election, now, you know, nothing gets done that they promised. Nothing. But they're coming in and sugarcoat stuff, and people are fall for that, and make seems like they're the ones to be chosen. And for what? We haven't moved forward in how many years now, Victor?
Man,
come on, man.
Let's give it
enough
up,
is
man.
enough. It's enough is enough, man. Let's get it
80s,
up, man.
Since the 80s.
Right.
Okay.
And on that note, you know that we had put together a campaign for Eric Adams for mayor and organized Queensbridge,
Right.
turned the Queensbridge vote out.
That's right.
And how did he respond to you?
Has he responded? I don't know. I haven't seen nothing myself. I don't know. I haven't seen nothing, man. You know, I hear complaints from residents every day, especially the seniors the seniors have all the knowledge, okay? But we're trying to install that knowledge into the body of the youth. You understand?
Right, there we go.
And because the youth represent the energy. They're the ones that could run around and pass out the lit or whatever, get on social media because they tech smart when it comes to that stuff. And you know, when you look at it, man, it's like, you know, people talk now, you know, they just talk, you know, it's a lot of negativity in Queensbridge when you talk about it. But I'm here to say there is a lot of good. There are still residents there that really care about the development. Like I said before, with prime real estate, from that location alone, we can hit every borough. We can go any direction, and there's a borough that we can hit. It's prime location.
Definitely.
Okay? Only thing we want to have more is prime people.
Right. And how do you
I feel
address
the
that?
same way. When it comes to that, I always say that about the area and the demographics of the area. You can go to Brooklyn in 7 minutes. You can go to Manhattan in 5 minutes. You can go to the Bronx. You can go anywhere from that area. LIC is a very potential prime area. And it's finally coming up to be what it was said, Long Island City. You know what I'm saying? It's an area that need to be developed. And instead of everybody getting pushed out like they normally get pushed out of any place of that nature, we need to stand up and do what needs to be done. We need programs. We need everything that is needed so that we can prosper and, you know, bring this community and everything into a whole, together.
Now on the gun violence issue, because you know, like I said, we worked on that, got guns off the street, never got no credit for it, never got no resources, right? But you got people saying they're doing this. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that saying they're doing this. They're getting some sort of state money. A lot of these programs that have these gun violence, a lot of these people that work in these different nonprofits or whatever, you know, they don't even live in the area.
Thank you.
They don't even come from that area. They come from elsewhere and take credit. Okay, I like the idea that you want to stop gun violence, but in order to know, okay, about Queensbridge is not just a name. You have to experience Queensbridge. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. When they get on the news and they talk about Queensbridge, some of these people that speak on the news, they've been there maybe 5 years or whatever. You're not what we call official Queensbridge. When you have grandparents or parents that grew up here and you grew up here since like the late 70s or 80s, you've been here 30, 40 years, some people, some families, you understand? Then you can talk about it. But you Johnny come lately. Okay, and it's the same thing with these programs, with these gun programs. Okay, we have programs in our neighborhood, and inside the program itself, okay, you might have maybe 3 people, 4 people out of a total of what, 50 people that work there, whatever. That's from Queensbridge.
True indeed.
Okay, everybody else is elsewhere. Okay, I've never seen these guys go anywhere down in the clique and see a group of guys that reside in Queensbridge and say, "Hey, fellas, can I talk to you a minute? Can I talk to you a minute?" And then, you know, go to the next block and go on with the same conversation. You know, half the people, the residents don't even know these people.
They don't even know.
And they don't try to make an effort to really get to know them. You understand? But when guys like myself, Victor, the bishop. We go down in the gutter. We go down and sit down with these gang leaders and gangs and so forth and so on. And they know who I am and they know who Victor is. And we try to resolve issues amongst each other. That's what we do. Okay? The proof is in the pudding.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yes.
You know?
And Victor, you've been there.
Man, like you said, you got to be in the trenches, man. You got to be there to know this. We know the nature of a lot of these people. We know their mothers, their grandmothers. We know, we watch them grow up. So I don't see how anybody can come from somewhere else and try to get paid or get whatever, claiming that they are in control of our gun violence and they don't even have a clue. And as we said, we spoke on this here subject many a times about far as other people come in speaking on gun violence and all that, and programs, setting up programs. But you set up a program to that degree of that kind of nature, you got to have people that know these people, that know that these kids or younger folks respect. Because they're not respecting anybody coming from somewhere else. They don't even know who you, but they'll respect somebody that they can go home and say, "Well, do you know this guy?" And they can run it down. Yeah, they did this for the community. Did that right here. Mr. Billy Moose used to teach a karate class, I mean, for years while I was growing up. This man here always came through. I hear his name all the time, come through helping the community. People's calling me now, want to just talk to this man.
The rabbi.
The rabbi. They want to talk to the rabbi. People want to pay me just to get them close to the rabbi. But you know, I don't work like that. If you meet them and you're supposed to meet them, you will meet them. You show up and show out.
That's right.
You will meet them.
Whenever you call on him, he's there.
He's there. Show up and show out.
If he ain't bedridden or whatever, he's there. He's there. And we appreciate him. We appreciate the rabbi so much, man.
Yeah.
And the rabbi is the real deal. That's for
Real
damn
deal.
sure. He's definitely the real deal.
It's
You understand what I'm saying? He don't talk about it only. He be about it.
That's what it is.
He don't just talk about it.
Right.
He be about it. Okay? And that's what I love about him. And he's very, very knowledgeable about a lot of subjects. And he's experienced. See, experience is the virtue of learning. And he has experienced a lot of things. Okay? So that's why I support him any way I can.
Why not?
You see, I'm going to tell this story, see, because I've been there and done that, right?
Right.
I was an All-American basketball player, the first high school in the city to win back-to-back PSAL championship,
Right.
Taft High School in the Bronx, and I tore up my knee. And the gangs recruited me because I wasn't doing anything, right? And I became one of the biggest drug dealers.
170.
Right? In South Jamaica, selling drugs. And I tell this story because Eric, the mayor, knows this. His mother helped get me out of it.
That's right.
Wow.
Right? God bless her. Right? And her and Aroka Sr., Aroka Jr.'s father said, "Son, this is not what you got to do. Send me back to school." And I know how we used to run as gang leaders and drug dealers with the guns and the money we was making, right? So I bring that experience talking to the young people because I came back, realized back to God, they brought me back there and I became within the Jewish community like that. So I went away from that and learned it the right way.
To do things.
Things. So I'm telling you right now, an example, the mayor and the city talking about mental health. Mental health is not the issue. Drug use is the issue.
That's right.
The crack epidemic is on the rise.
That's right. Since the 80s. That's
Even
right.
marijuana, not the real marijuana. They put fentanyl.
Chemicals. That's right.
And I've been there where I've been to funerals where people die of overdose in the South Jamaica houses. I'm telling the story personally. In the South Jamaica houses, I'm doing some work in there. And when I went in there to help some people, I see the crack addicts sleeping on the floor.
Yes.
So they asked me for help. Rabbi, what can you do? Because the police had no presence there. When they called the police, they weren't there. Guess what happened? The 103rd precinct didn't have enough officers. NYPD didn't give them enough officers, so they couldn't respond. So I went and got them. When I found out, there were 12 people, crack addicts, who slept in the basement of the project, died of overdose of crack.
That's right.
Overdose, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the rise. Yet, the city has no beds for drug treatment. Instead of helping them, they arrest them.
That's right.
Look, if you got a health crisis, which a drug is a health crisis, you don't arrest them, you give them help.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
So they're talking about mental health comes from smoking crack and smoking the weed with fentanyl in there. It makes you go cuckoo, and you see those people lying in the streets.
That's right.
Right, on the subway, pushing people off. They're on drugs. They don't have a mental health issue, but yet you're not treating them.
That's right.
You're talking about mental health beds. But let's deal with the drug problem because it is a health issue.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
It is a health issue. You know what I mean? And I tell this story again because of an uncanny situation that happened to me where they stole my house to a false deed transfer. I had to be evicted. They went to court, evicted me, and I had to end up in the shelter. And whilst I went into the shelter, the first shelter I went in, 20 people in the room, in a big room, guys in there smoking crack.
Yeah.
Right? And when I went to sleep with my cell phone, when I woke up, the cell phone was gone.
Yes.
The crackhead stole the cell phone so he could buy more crack. Yes. And the police in there came up and said, Rabbi, here's your cell phone. We found it in the guy's pants and they had to throw the people out. And then when I got transferred to other places, all these guys, the drug dealers, are in the shelters selling their wares. Yes, they came into my room to sell drugs to the roommate. Right? Heroin. Right. So one time a guy, this is important for people to know, a guy went and he missed curfew. 2:00 in the morning, the security knocked on my door and they came in and said, sir, we found the crack pipe on the floor. They went into the guy's closet and found all the heroin needles. I know nothing about that. I didn't know because the guy did everything in secret. Right. But drugs is the problem.
Yes.
That was a major problem.
Major problem. And the city, Mr. Mayor, you're not addressing the issue.
Drugs is a big problem.
Drugs is the issue, not mental health. Of course, we all have mental health issues, right? One time, we can go off. But you got to deal with the health issue of drugs.
Yes. Yes.
Drugs bring on the mental health issue. So if you don't address the drug issue, you could do all you want, and you're not going to do it by arresting people. Right. Because when you arrest them, they come right back on the street and recommit drugs. The reason why you see all these burglaries is because the people break into cars to get money to sell the parts so they can buy more drugs.
Yes. Yes.
We have to understand that. And drugs is a big issue. Like I said, we go in there because I know these drug dealers. I talk to them. You know how much the average drug dealer makes a day? $50,000 a day. No joke. And they provide the guns to their people because it's a turf war, right? So if you're a drug dealer, I'm a drug dealer, we got turf war because we're competing and we give guns to the young people so that they can fight it out.
Right.
And it's not a black and black crime. It's not a black and black crime. They're shooting at each other. They got a AR, what they call AR-15, and it shoots 60 rounds per minute. So when they pull the trigger, they can't control it. Go.
Yes.
So they're shooting over there, and the bullet come over here and hit you. Not intended for you. We have to understand that. We got to take the profits out of this situation. And the drugs that they're dealing with now is not in the street no more.
Right.
I'm the host, but I'll have to tell this story. That they will call you up on the phone and say, Moose, how much crack you want? $1,000? Or if you want a girl, right, you can go to Holiday Inn, but sell me the money. When you sell me the money or you cash out me the money, the person will be at your door and they will give you the crack. Or you could go to Holiday Inn and you can get the girl when I get the money. And these guys are making all that money a night. If they got 4 girls out there working for them, huh? All night, that's like $20,000 just from the girls.
Right.
And the drugs. We have to understand that. So when the police is talking about they're going on the street corner, they're not doing prostitution on the, some of them are still doing it, but most of them, the prostitution is not on the street corner no more.
No, they've been stopped.
They've been stopped there. They're using the internet.
That's right.
Right? And I know in South Jamaica, I talk to these guys. And I say, how you do this? Well, they get on the phone, and guys, the white guys from Long Island and from all the places there in Bayside and Whitestone and the suburb will call them and say, I need a girl. And they come. These are the ones who were coming into the black community, into South Jamaica, into Queensbridge, getting these ladies. Right? So we have to understand that. People, ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand that. Drugs is a major problem. We have to address it head on and stop this nonsense. I mean, it's not nonsense. Mental health is an issue. But if you focus on that only, you'll never get to the issue, and you'll never take the profit out of it. We got to take a break right now, and we'll be right back. Hello, viewers in America and around the world. This is Gath Marchent for Millennium TV 24. I am the host for News and Views with the Rabbi. This platform is for all religions and much more. Please watch Millennium News 24 every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are streaming on live TV and podcast, iOS and Android services, and all smart TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Globally, we are on Horizon Satellite. Our website is MillenniumTV24.com, MillenniumNews24.com, all social media, Millennium News 24. Yeah, we're back. I mean, I didn't mean to go off like that, but I have to because it relates to what's happening.
It's real.
And it's real, ladies and gentlemen, and we're not really addressing the real issues here. We need some drug beds to give drug treatment to a lot of these people you see in the street. When you see them lie out in the subway, right? They're stoned on drugs. They're not mental health. They're stoned on drugs. And if you're stoned on drugs, you're gonna go and you're gonna push somebody over the platform, right?
Indeed, I seen it.
You're gonna put somebody, light somebody on fire.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna go break into somebody's car, right? And take the parts. That's what they do. There's a lot of cars being broken into. They get the catalytic converter,
yep,
and they sell it for a couple $1,000 if they break in. This is all for drugs, not for mental health.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So therefore, we have to deal with it. And mental health people usually not going to take up a gun. You understand?
That's right.
Correct?
That's right.
No, they don't. They just do foul things.
Right.
They do foul things. And the mental health part is the third part of the situation. It's not the first part. It's the drugs, as he said. Because a lot of those people don't do none of that stuff until they start messing with those drugs. And I know a lot of those people personally know their mother, their father, and I know that's not what they was about until they started messing with these drugs and can't handle it.
Right.
That's when it comes into a mental situation. Of course, it's to come down. Me personally, to be truthful, I was a drug addict myself, so I'm not even going to sit up here in front. And I know for a fact, through the grace of God,
yes, there goes I.
And good company like this brother right here who never turned his back on me, Mr. Billy Moose, never turned his back on me, and I've been through a lot. And it's been like 20-something years I've been doing the right thing, and I know for a fact it all starts with that drug. I never used to do a lot of things until I started messing with that drugs.
And, you know, people at work with in the mental health industry, you know, they need to speak out more as opposed to putting everything on mental health. What is mental health really?
Yes.
The drug.
Yes.
The drug.
Yes.
Okay? All of a sudden, yeah, I mean, you know people 1 minute, and you say, oh, I know him most of my life, or her most of my life. But when they start using the drugs, what happens? They become a whole different person. That's not mental health. That's the drug.
Mhm.
Stop labeling everybody as mental health issues. It's not that. What leads to that? What leads to that? The drug.
Right.
It's the apple.
Right.
The shiny part. The red, shiny out skin of the apple.
Yes.
But you got to get to the core
Yes.
where the seed is at, where the apple starts its beginning.
Right.
That's the drug.
Right.
Okay? But nobody want to address
And nobody, and you see, they call me the roving rabbi.
Yeah.
Because somehow or the other, I get on the subway and I help people. I take them into treatment. I know how I take them to Long Island Jewish Hospital. They get a bed.
LIJ, yeah.
LIJ. I take them to Beth Israel Hospital on 23rd Street, and they treat them
Right.
with a bed, give them treatment. They go to AAA, to the AAA,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, the 12 steps.
Yes.
You got to take people to the 12 steps to
They
help.
gotta learn it. They gotta learn it. I did.
And they're not having these programs within the city. You need the 12 steps. And you got to admit that I'm a drug addict. I admit that I'm a crackhead.
That's where it
First thing.
starts. That's where
And
it
if
starts.
you don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to be cured.
For sure.
Right? Because the mental health treatment is not doing that. The mental health treatment will make it worse for you. Because you're not addressing the
real issue.
real issue.
Yeah, it's like a repeated cycle. You understand? Just imagine if you attack the core, the really main problem with this whole thing. You understand? A lot of these people in these rehabilitation centers, just imagine if you killed everybody at some point. You understand? Some of these programs are set up for you to come back and relapse because that's how they continue to have a job and keep their funding going.
Well, every
You understand what
I'm
I'm saying? But you're not addressing the real issue. I don't care about 12-step program, 9, whatever program you have. If an individual, male or female, is not ready to say, hey, I had enough, it continues.
Right.
It starts within you.
Right.
When you say, you know what, I no longer want to do this.
Right.
Okay? I know people that did the 12-step program, and for some it helped, and for some it didn't.
Oh, right.
You understand? It's when you're ready and say X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And the more I've noticed when I used to counsel in that, the more you criticize them for doing, the harder they go at the drug. You
Right.
understand? And some of them are so embarrassed, and they left their kids just to deal with this drug and so forth and so on. So it's a really tough fight.
And they're not teaching. When I went to high school, we had, you probably remember, we had the Spark. Remember Spark?
Yes.
We had to go to the anti-drug counseling program when he was in high school. They're not teaching these kids about no drugs. And even the kids today don't even know anything about the dangers of drugs. Right? So they're forced, and some of them are taking it because there's nothing in the schools. They're talking about mental health counselors, but no drug counselors.
That's right.
Right? No drug program. Mr. Mayor, wake up. Wake up, Mr. Mayor. We need help to save our people from this scourge that's
right.
there.
Give us some
You know what I mean? I don't have that much resources. I can catch a few people by taking them into the resources that I have. You know what I mean? But I don't get $1 from the city. But I use my resources to help, along with Moose here, does that for his people in Queensbridge, and Brother Victor does that. And we're doing it in the name of the Most High God.
Yes.
Helping our people develop that. So with that, I say thank you very much. This is Gath Marchent, host for Millennium TV News 24, News and Views with the Rabbi. And please watch us every Monday at 1 p.m. on Millennium TV 24. You go to millenniumtv24.com, 24.com, and you will get our views. So with that, I say thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you.